Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game published and developed by Capcom, which released January 25th, 2019 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
It's a good thing we found each other. I don't know what to expect anymore.
The story of Resident Evil 2 stays true to the source material of the 1998 classic, but it isn't a complete one-to-one retelling, adding additional cutscenes, subplots, and areas that weren't found in the original game. Leon Kennedy arrives to Raccoon City for his first day on the job at the police department, only to find that it's been overrun with zombies, and you thought your job sucked. Our other protagonist, Claire Redfield, arrives to Raccoon City in search of her missing brother Chris, after the events of the first Resident Evil game. Returning characters like Sherry Birkin and Ada Wong get much more screen time in the remake, and their stories are expanded upon better in the narrative. Resident Evil 2 still revolves around the puzzle solving and horror action that we've all come to know and love, but Capcom has reworked many of the mechanics for this project from the ground up. Zombies are much harder to kill this time around, and you won't be able to simply kill them all or board up every single window to stop them from coming into the station, putting a bigger emphasis back on survival and tension. The classic door animations have been done away with completely, making exploration and traversal in the remake seamless. Zombies can also burst through doors now, so beelining to another room isn't a viable tactic to escape threats anymore. The fixed camera angles from the original game have been replaced with a full third-person over-the-shoulder view, and the tank controls have also received an overhaul, giving you much more control over your character than ever before. With the added maneuverability, you can move and shoot, although this does hamper your accuracy. If you stand still and aim at your target, the reticle will focus, and you can have more precision. Sub-weapons, such as combat knives and explosives, have been introduced to fend off against any enemies that have latched onto you, but they do degrade over time after use. Resources tend to be scarce, and the game can get really challenging in the harder difficulties. The campaigns are about 6 to 8 hours in length each, but once you familiarize yourself with the game, it naturally lends itself to multiple playthroughs and speedruns.
Claire! It's so nice to see you.
Graphically speaking, Resident Evil 2 is a very impressive game, upping the ante in just about every department, while running smoothly in 4K with a consistent 60 frames per second. The RE engine looks phenomenal, and the character models and facial animations are incredibly detailed. Bullets can tear through limbs and dismember zombies. You can also see chunks of flesh flying off a zombie's face with every shot as they lunge towards you. The new RPD station looks fantastic, and the carnage waiting for you inside of those bloody corridors looks more gruesome than ever. The Raccoon City Police Department is much darker now. Exploring the set pieces with your trusty flashlight sets up a truly creepy ambiance which adds to the overall experience. Listening to zombies trying to burst through the door or the tyrant's menacing footsteps in the distance always keeps the mood palpable. The voice acting is an improvement upon the campy deliveries in the original game.
Okay then. You tie her up now or she dies.
The soundtrack in Resident Evil 2 is enjoyable, but it is more subtle and situational than the original score. Capcom added the original soundtrack to Resident Evil 2, but unfortunately it's paid DLC unless you own the deluxe version of the game. Capcom hit a home run with this ambitious reimagining of the survival horror classic. While drastic changes were made, they never feel tacked on. Capcom made sure that the essence of the original was not lost, nor was its legacy tarnished. Resident Evil 2 is the golden standard of what remakes could and should look like. With its multiple campaign scenarios, challenging hardcore mode, numerous unlockables, and strong replayability factor, this highly anticipated game delivers and managed to surpass all of my expectations. We may be only in January, but Resident Evil 2 will be a tough act to follow, and it builds a strong case for Game of the Year. I give Resident Evil 2 an A. From all of us here at Rotten Apple Gaming, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked our video, subscribe and click on the notification bell to stay updated on our following videos.